Hello, welcome back. The next video I kind of wanted to take you through is how we're going to do all this. So how are we going to create these 560 articles? So our challenge, the structural challenge, also the content producers challenge and the SEO challenge is to deliver 560 articles of high quality at speed, keep the costs down, control so we're not making loads of mistakes and typos and writing the wrong stuff, but having the maximum impact as well. So 560 articles, it's less than 82 working days now across 10 markets, 20 different work styles over a 6-stage process. We need to resource, create, review, upload, sign off, report. It's quite a lot of stuff. So we need a way of working that's robust and works. So what I recommend is that we follow a Scrum way of working, the Scrum methodology. So for those of you who don't know Scrum is a way of breaking a project down into smaller parts. You don't need a big lot of planning up front. You can actually deliver work quite quickly over stages. So what you have is you have a stage which is your planning. So you agree what you're going to do in a short space of time. That can be anything between a week to 2 weeks or 3 weeks sometimes on bigger projects. You then work through those each day of that sprint. You then review it. You then replan and do it again. So actually you can deliver a lot and you can learn as you go. So why I think that'll work for this is tackles a scale problem. It also gets us up and running quite quickly. We can apply the lessons learned. So the client was big on us being agile. This is an agile methodology. We can change or pivot, for want of a better phrase. We can also then have the controls so we can see what's going on and we can manage stuff at scale. So what does that look like? So we've got the planning phase at the front. We've then got the actual sprint and then the retrospective. So I'll take you through that in a bit more detail. So what happens in the planning? So you have your strategy or your theme about what content and the essay we're going to write. We agree the themes of those articles. In the planning phase, then we agree what articles will be written exactly in that sprint. And this is sometimes called grooming. What we're then going to do is once those are agreed, we're going to add them to a Trello board, which I'll take you through later. These will then be assigned to the writers and then they'll start. So once we've got everything, we can see everything that we're going to do in that sprint. The next phase is the daily stand-up, so running the sprint. So so each day of that sprint, so our sprint is going to be a 5-day period. We're going to have a daily stand-up. The daily stand-up, the purpose of this is not to add a meeting in for the meeting's sake. It's a meeting so someone can check in with the people that are working to make sure they've got everything they need, if there are any problems. If you're not writing that day, you do not have to attend. The articles will then be created over that 5 days. They'll be reviewed, they'll be amended, then they'll be all packaged up, ready to be signed off by Unilever. Unilever will then sign it off and send any comments back and review. One of the things we've had a discussion about is that Unilever we can either send them documents to sign off, which we don't want to do, but we'll agree, we'll try and push hard for them not to do that. We'll add it directly to their CMS, their content management system, for them to review in there. Or finally, we will then just add it to the CMS ourselves and then publish it live and they can review it on the website. The idea of the sprint is that we can do lots of these back to back. We can also then get really good at processing it and have a really slick process of basically managing stuff and managing issues and getting content out as quickly as possible. Once the sprint's finished, you run a retrospective or a review. We're combining the two together. So the review is how did the content go? Could we improve it? We're looking at the product. And then the retrospective is what went well, what didn't go well, what could we do better next time? So that's working together as a team. And then finally implement those changes and then go round in the circle of the sprints. So I think we can do this on a Trello board. So those that you don't know Trello, you can set the stages. So these will be the stages in our process. You can add all the information on there so people can pick it up. You can categorize it, you can report on it, and you can have the view. So for example, if we're creating this article for Poland, it gets assigned to me. When I'm working it, I move it to here, for example. When it's ready for the editor to review, they can go here. And when they've completed it, it's all signed off, it can move here. And hopefully through the period of the 5 days, everything gets added to done. I think we can add in another thing, which would be any issues, and then we can see the progress of everything. So it's kind of a nice way of working across everything. And finally, sprints could look like this. So you can then back them up. So you could have the sprints running. We could have 9, we could have 8, we could have 6. However we want, we can then batch up these kind of articles, which we can then send out to the various markets. I think it's a way that will give us the kind of the control, the scale, bit speed, and be agile in what we do. So I think that that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to try and build in the structure stage.